In today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 muscle building and diet mistakes that I made as a beginner. What's up, guys? It's Anthony from AB Fitness Center, where we help you to lose body fat, gain muscle, and get stronger. Guys, before we get started, I want you to hit that subscribe button. This way you never miss a beat and you get applicable, good, real fitness information right away. It's important you do that. So today I want to talk about the mistakes that I made in the beginning as a beginner, because I think that it can help a lot of people who are just starting out to cut that learning curve, because that's basically why you would hire a coach or nutritionist or a personal trainer in the first place, to cut down that learning curve. But even if you're not a beginner, you can still be making these mistakes and not even realizing it. And these mistakes, I'm going to accompany them by a story every time, because I've made a lot of mistakes. I've been doing this a lot of years. I've been doing this almost 15, 20 years at this point, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I've literally tried everything. I've tried every gimmick. I've tried every diet. I've tried everything. So I boiled it down to basically these 5 that I was making that were huge, that actually led me to not get results, led me to get frustrated. But for the benefit of you guys, right, I stuck to it, and here I am today, and you're going to learn some stuff from it. So I'm thankful that I've made all of these mistakes, thankful that I've made them, because they've made me who I am today, and they're able to put me here right now so I can teach them to you. So let's get started. So the first thing, okay, the biggest mistake that I made was so I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So when I first started, I was a really, really skinny kid growing up. I was so skinny. I have a really fast metabolism, so I was very, very skinny. And I was always embarrassed about my arms. For me, my arms were always stick skinny, and I would literally, even as a kid, I would wear 2 shirts all the time to cover my body because I was so thin. I don't have many pictures of that, but I have a picture of me. I was like cutting like a birthday cake, and literally my wrists are like this big. It was ridiculous, but neither here nor there. So when I first started working out, I wanted to put on muscle. So I just assumed, okay, if I eat really, really healthy, and I eat like the bodybuilders, and I eat, chicken, fish, and I eat just really good, that I'm going to lose body fat and I'm going to gain muscle just because I'm eating healthy food. And I probably did that for the first, I want to say, about 2 years of my journey. I literally wasted 2 years just eating healthy and just eating okay, I'm going to eat grilled chicken, I'm going to eat rice. I didn't measure anything. I just ate it. I thought if I ate healthy foods, my body's going to change. And I was getting super frustrated. Again, I was a kid when I started, so I was probably like 14, 15. And I'm trying all these different, you hear all these weird things. You got to eat tuna out of the can. So I did that too, which is disgusting. I would literally buy all these protein shakes because they just, it says you'll build muscle. So I would try them, and these protein shakes were horrible at the time. Would do that. I would literally just eat grilled chicken and vegetables, and I got nowhere. It wasn't until I understood nutrition, and I understood counting your calories and counting macros and understanding what protein, carbs, and fats were, that I actually started getting results. And I'm telling you, I wasted so much time just eating healthy. I thought that was the end-all be-all. And actually, if anything, it led me to develop more bad eating habits that way, because I would restrict my eating so much so that I would binge at the end of the weekend. So I would eat really good Monday through Friday, and then Saturday would come, and I would say it's my cheat day, and it turned into the cheat weekend, and I would eat all junk or whatever. And I was really skinny, so I'm like, it's cheat day, it doesn't matter. But still, it led me nowhere. I was actually getting worse. I would say I was getting actually skinny fat. So the first takeaway for you guys is to make sure that you're actually counting your calories, paying attention to how much protein you have, how much carbs, and how much fat, because I promise you, your body only sees those numbers. It doesn't really see the food you eat, it just sees those numbers. So it's much more liberating to say, okay, I'm supposed to have 150 grams of protein every day, and you mix and match the different foods to get there. I'll never forget when I first dieted down for my first bodybuilding contest, and I was trying to lose a lot of body fat. I got some guidance from someone in the gym, and they told me, listen, just eat sweet potatoes. And I don't like sweet potatoes, so I'm like, well, why do I have to eat sweet potatoes? Like, why sweet potatoes? Can I have rice instead? He's like, no, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes make you lean. And I was just like, I didn't understand why. He couldn't give me an answer why. And that's actually what led me to go to school for nutrition, so I could understand why. I thought it was a secret food. And come to find out, when you go to school and you learn about nutrition, there is no secret foods. But that was one of the things that just really like blew my mind once. It was just really as simple as just counting your calories, counting protein, counting carbs, counting fats, and how my body morphed right after that. And I feel like I'm still able to make progress today because I can make manipulations in my diet like that. So mistake number 2 that I made was pushing too hard in the gym all the time, going to failure. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made early on. So I thought, again, in conjunction with eating healthy all the time, I thought if I went into the gym and I blitzed my body all the time and I just maxed out on every workout, every set that I did, I just piled the weight on and on and on, no care for form, that my body's just gonna respond. And again, that was further from the truth. I would literally leave the gym exhausted, and I thought, yeah, I trained super hard today, I'm gonna grow, and nothing would happen. And I would see guys in the gym training half as hard as me and getting results, and I was like, I don't understand what is going on. Why am I not getting results? And it was because I was not paying attention to form. I was just piling weight on and blasting it away, blasting body parts away, going to failure, heavy sets of squats, dumping the bar, same thing, the bench press, the bar getting stuck on my chest, like crazy things like that. Any intensity technique that you could use, I've done. I've made that mistake. So I guess the takeaway for you guys is to make sure that you're being very, very smart in your training and you're not going to failure. You're focusing actually on form and focusing on the muscle being worked. Making sure that you're feeling your bicep when you're curling, making sure that if you're doing squats, you're squeezing the thighs and you're squeezing your legs. And ladies, when you're doing squats, that you're squeezing your hips too. Because all that squeezing develops something called the mind-muscle connection, and that will help your body to change shape and develop a little bit more. And you'll get way more out of your workouts like that without risking getting hurt. Okay, so that's the second thing. Number 3 was not being progressive in the gym. So I've talked about this so many times before. The key to growing is to make sure that to building muscle is to make sure that you're being progressive with your workout. So for example, and again, I'll take a beginner for example, if you're squatting with just the barbell, okay, the next time you come to the gym, if you put 5 pounds on each side, you've progressed and you've told your body, hey, look, I'm getting stronger. I need to recruit more muscle so I can do this again. So your body puts a little more muscle on to compensate for that progression. So you can progress in many ways. You can progress with more weight, you can progress with more sets, more reps, more volume. So overall, you have to make sure that you're always progressing your routine. Okay, you gotta make sure you're always doing a little bit more than you did yesterday in order to get results. Again, doing it smartly and not going crazy like I did. So that was another key takeaway for me, and I learned that when I was powerlifting, when I was a competitive powerlifter. I didn't retire or anything. I could go back into powerlifting. I've just been really busy. But powerlifting taught me that it's more about, making sure that you're putting more weight on the bar every time with good form, with making sure that you're understanding what's going on every movement. Okay? So number 4, I did way too much cardio. Again, I was skinny fat. I ate myself to be skinny fat where my body fat was high, but I was still skinny. I didn't have enough muscle. And it was because I did way too much cardio. Now, most of you guys know this already. I don't recommend 0 to any cardio. I don't think that it's beneficial. I think when you do too much cardio, it makes you more hungry, and then you're more likely to go home and overeat your calories. So I don't recommend cardio. But if you need to do a little bit of cardio, I recommend going for like a 30-minute walk a couple times a week. Again, it's good for your mind. I made a video like that. I'll link the video somewhere here so you can click and watch that video. But too much cardio can be detrimental, even when you're trying to lose body fat. My first bodybuilding contest, I did 2 hours of cardio. I did an hour twice a day. That was brutal. What happened was I didn't get any leaner. I lost muscle. I was starving. And once the diet was over, once I completed the show, I ate like crazy and put 15 pounds on back overnight. Literally in the course of 1 weekend, I've done that. So I definitely don't recommend doing cardio. Cardio makes you hungry. I would focus, again, if your goal is to change the shape of your body, you have to do the activities that are going to do that. Lifting weights changes the shape of your body. It builds more muscle, which will make you more defined in conjunction with proper diet. So you have to make sure that you're doing more of that activity. It's the same thing in basketball. If I wanted to get better at shooting free throws, I wouldn't dunk. Dunking is not going to help me do better free throws. You got to practice free throws. And that analogy made so much sense to me when I was competing in bodybuilding, because it was like, well, I want to get really lean and be as muscular as possible on stage, but I have to do more of the activity that's going to get me there. I don't want to be a marathon runner. 2 hours of cardio every day was more weight training than I was actually doing. So it's like, it was when someone told me that and gave me that piece of advice, I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Practice what you play, right? So if you want to look better, do the activities that give you that. Cardio is not going to do that, I promise you. I promise, okay? If you don't believe me, give yourself 6 weeks of doing zero cardio, keep the diet the same, and watch what happens. All right, and number 5, okay? Number 5, the most important one, I think. Putting effort into the wrong solution. So putting effort into the gimmicks. I literally have tried everything. I've probably wasted so much time trying every different diet, thinking that it was going to be more beneficial to me than what I was already doing, and forgetting the basics. And most people can relate to that. They see, like, you know, let's say, for example, The Rock posts up his workout. So someone goes, oh, The Rock's workout, I'm going to copy The Rock's workout. Or your favorite actress talks about the diet that she's following. And you go and you can try the keto diet because, you know, whatever, she's doing the keto diet. That is the biggest mistake ever, because it derails you from the process. Like I said, I've said this in so many other videos. I'll put a link here too for that. But you got to do the boring work. The boring work is tracking your calories, tracking your macros. Okay, that's 1. Doing your workouts for the week. And then 3, repeating that process over and over and over. Doing the boring work. You have to get comfortable with doing the boring work, because that's what's going to lead to results. All right, guys, I promise you. So don't get caught up by the next shiny thing that pops up. Trust me, it doesn't work. Focus on the basics and focus on doing it over and over and over and over and over. And then when you get bored, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I promise you, you will have a body that you dreamed about. So again, hopefully this video helped you. My 5 mistakes that I made. These were huge mistakes that, honestly, if I didn't make these mistakes, it wouldn't have let me here. So in a way, they're good. But they also brought me to the point where you're listening to me right now, so I can help you to not make these mistakes. Okay, guys? So I want you guys to comment below and let me know if you've made any of these 5 mistakes. And also, I have another video for you, and I'm going to put it either here or here. So I always edit these after. So click one of these videos, okay, and give them a watch and let me know what you think. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.